Hey Laura,
Hey Boris, how are you?
I'm good.
Good. I can barely hear you. Oh, and it's because my volume is turned all the way down. Hey, I need to switch to a meeting room. Give me 1 second, okay?
Hmm.
Sorry about that, guys. Hey Boris, do you have something that you need from Mersha? Because I saw you guys chatting over Slack the other day.
Yeah, so we developed Ansible playbooks
Okay.
for managing DPUs and APUs,
Okay.
including firmware updates, OS provisioning, reboots, all of that. And because we have our lab now,
Mm-hmm.
we want to start testing it inside the lab. And
Mm-hmm.
that will help us drive the commonality and the standardization of those interfaces. And
Wonderful.
this can be our compliance test suite that we run across vendors and see who is compliant, who's not, and what needs fixing. Sounds like a good idea.
It works for me. I'm big on it. Um, I think we probably need a few more folks on the call though, because it's just you, me, and Chanley. Not that there's anything wrong with me and Chanley, we're great, but I want to make sure that whoever is helping facilitate it is integrated into the conversation. And I also know that Rahul Sachav had some ideas about some work that his team wanted to implement. So we need to think about that too. Um, Hold on 1 second, sorry. Hi, Marcia. How are you doing? So Boris has joined the call to discuss the Ansible playbook that you guys built. So I need to get into the OPI page. I'm a little behind this morning, so let's talk about that and let's talk about if there is work that we need to put in the issues list or if we need to handle it differently than that. Okay. So just as a heads up, you guys, I created a few different views in where is that? Why is my share not working? Am I sharing my screen?
No.
Okay, thanks, Jelly. Unfortunately, Zoom isn't allowing me to share my screen for the moment. I'll get it back. It's just being weird. No, Boris, don't, because I want to drive. Unless you want to add all the Ansible content. I know it's probably driving you crazy that I'm not where you need me to be. There we go. There.
I also really, really want to rename your views to real names.
You want to what?
Rename from view 1, view 2, view 3, view 4, and give it meaningful naming.
Oh, okay, well, let's do that then. Are you okay with calling it issues in progress?
Any
Or
name
view one?
except for view 1, view 2 is good for me.
Okay. I didn't mean to do that. Okay. Now let's talk about your Ansible playbook. Where it probably needs to sit in to do, correct?
Needs to
Yes,
what?
we can add it.
Mhm.
I'm
Yes,
sorry?
yes. Yes, let's create a task.
Okay. And what kind of a playbook is it? How do we want to describe an Ansible playbook for
Life cycle management of the views.
life cycle management?
Mhm.
Shouldn't that be coming out of the life cycle management team, or did it come out of the life cycle management team?
It did come from the life cycle management.
Okay, so what do we want to say about the playbook?
We want to run it in the lab.
So nothing more complex than that. We want to run it in the lab. We want to run the Ansible playbook in the lab.
And I posted the link in the chat. You can add to the issue.
Thank you, I appreciate that, Boris.
I mean, maybe it can become part of our regression or something. So, I mean, it's part of the lab activities. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'm just teasing you. Marsha, where are you from?
How originally from Romania.
Okay. I think I've asked you that before.
Chisinau.
Huh? I'm sorry, Boris.
I'm from Los Angeles.
You're from Los Angeles.
Yes.
Why did that?
The best motorcycle riding roads are in Romania. I love
Is
them.
it?
Yeah.
I've never been. I've
No,
always.
you're not gonna make it. You're gonna die by the time of the trip. Nobody cares about motorcycle drivers in Romania.
Why?
You're gonna get run over.
Transfăgărășan and Transalpina is
Oh, I mean,
particular.
that's a nice road where you drive by yourself. I'm
That's
talking
the
about
best.
traffic in the city.
That's the best roads in the world. The Transfăgărășan and Transalpina.
There we go. Let's go to
Don't
town.
underestimate or undersell Romania. It's a great country.
I've heard wonderful stuff about it. I've heard absolutely great things about Romania. So Boris, is this you? Do you own this?
I created the Ansible. I want Marsha to own the lab part.
Marsha, do you want to own the lab part?
Things that has to do with the lab, but I may need some help with the Ansible portion and so on to run it.
Absolutely.
Or I'll take it after. I have
This
doing
is
some work on
great.
PyDPU with a teammate. So after that one happens, maybe I'll look at this one if that's the one. But anyway, anything with the lab. So if somebody picks it up, anything with the lab, I will help instantly. But I wouldn't put myself as the owner as of now.
Okay. Well, I'll drop you as the owner then, and we'll just keep it in to-do state then. And then at some point, we'll give it to we'll give it to you or a different owner. I don't know. What do you want to do?
And this is for the MEV card, Dayton pick whatever, the Intel card, or it's I thought it was for Bluefield.
Bluefield.
Bluefield, okay. Bluefield is up, running, everything, so we can run it at any time.
I'm with you. I'm with you. Let's run it at any time.
So it is BF. So is it BF2 or BF3? Because right now we only have the BF2s, correct?
I think.
Correct, but I don't think it matters.
It will work both, I think. If not, that's my exactly point, right? We'll run it, we'll see the issues, we report them back to the Ansible repo as issues, and we fix them one by one. Intel said they're working on the Mount Evans implementation for the Redfish already, so hopefully we'll see something from Mount Evans as well, and we'll run the same playbook across all vendors.
So ultimately, this should run across all vendors.
Yeah, I want to use this as a compliance playbook that we run and validate that all vendors are doing the same and compliant.
So should it be Marsha or should it not be Marsha? I got confused there.
No, I will help.
Okay, you just don't want to be the only person.
Don't want to start today and
Chanley, are you interested in participating in this?
Yeah, I can work on it.
Do you know anything about Ansible?
No.
Do you want to do a little bit of Ansible study up on the background?
Yeah.
All right, and then we can start talking about what you would need to do there.
Mhm.
If one of you guys wants Chanley to help, you
I
guys.
want. Yeah,
You
I
want
can
that?
do one-on-one with Chanley. I can walk him through. You don't need to have deep expertise. We're not expecting you to contribute back to the Ansible playbooks, just to run it through the lab, report issues, and then we can help you fix them.
Okay, so I'm going to assign Chanley and Marcia to this, and you, Boris, so that you can support Chanley. Okay.
Agree.
All right, great. So
And
we're
it's
starting with the BF3, correct?
Starting with Bluefield, whatever we have in the libraries.
BF2.
Chanley, reach out to me privately, and we can schedule a call. I can walk you through how to run it.
Okay. Yeah.
I assume Mersha gave you access to the lab, and you can access all the IPs.
Yes, he should have access to the lab. I don't know if he has the info on the Bluefield too, but I will provide that as well. For the
Perfect.
task.
Thank you.
Okay, I need to send Boris too. Good. All right, well, that's productive. I like it, you guys. And I also know that a lot is happening at Mobile World Congress right now, so I'm kind of wondering what's going to happen after next week. I have a feeling things are going to get really busy. I'm hoping things get really busy, and that we start seeing a lot more noise around here, because I think we need a few more folks in this meeting helping facilitate this conversation. Oh, we got a couple more folks today. Looks like we got Rahul. Hi, Rahul. How are you?
Hey, hi Laura. Hello everyone. Sorry for that.
How is your proof of concept stuff coming along?
Going good. Yeah, just some internal discussions going on. So what exactly to propose? So yeah, still working on that.
Okay.
Think yeah, and we had a meeting with Boris as well. So yeah,
Oh, you did. Okay,
working on
good.
that. Yeah.
Good. All right. Do you want to kind of give us a sense of what I know that you talked about a little bit last week? Marcia, do you recall the conversation when we were talking about it? Or do we need a little bit more of a refresher?
Yeah, so I think last week we were discussing, regarding the provisioning flow, right? So we already have a Docker implementation, right? So the goal of the POC work group is to just get that up and running, or is there more to it? I think that was a discussion we had last week. Hello.
I can hear you, Rahul.
Hello. Okay.
Hello. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that I was just wondering that we just, as a POC group, we just bring up that Docker implementation of the provisioning flow, the bootstrapping server and the client configurations, or here we are aiming to add more features to that provisioning flow, or same in telemetry. Yeah.
To the SCTP provisioning flow?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my understanding. That we would try and get playing with the SCTP provisioning flow, but in doing so, we're getting the network orchestrated. I thought that was what we were doing. Is everybody in line with that? Being quiet doesn't answer my question.
We didn't understand your question, Laura. Sorry.
You didn't understand it? Maybe I'm misunderstanding what Rahul's asking, but I heard it as, aren't we leveraging provisioning? Aren't we leveraging the SCTP tooling to do provisioning of the cards in the lab?
I think you had more targeted question, either or. Rahul, can you repeat it?
Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is we have a Bootstrap server and a client available in the OPI repo, right?
Right.
So in the POC lab, are we aiming to get those bootstrapping agent that we have already available to run that agent on the DPU, or we want the DPU vendors to come with their own agents and test it here?
No, we want all of the vendors to take the agent that we built and then make it part of their boot process.
If I don't know, Laura, if any vendor want to implement inside their DPU, maybe not in a standard way, their own agent,
Yeah,
I don't mind. That's fine. That's by DPU vendor, as long as it's according to the standard of SZTP and can communicate in our lab with the SZTP Bootstrap server. I don't mind if DPU vendors implement it in firmware, BIOS, UEFI, weird code language. We chose Go, which doesn't fit to all the DPU vendors. So I don't mind that DPU vendors will take and do their own implementation
okay,
and ship it from the factory. So I think that's not prohibited. No,
Okay.
we
Yeah, I
provided
think more.
reference implementation. This is the agent that we gave, and
Mhm.
everybody feel free to do what they want. Yeah,
Okay, noted.
unless
then
you disagree or somebody else disagree with this opinion.
so Boris, are you back to working with us?
Did I stop?
I thought you were going off on another project for a while.
Yeah, I'm working on a lot of stuff. So once in a while, when I have some time, I'm joining them.
Well, good, because it makes everything better when you're here. Not that Mersha isn't amazing too.
Thank you, Laura.
Between you and
So,
Mersha, I think we could probably move a small mountain. You guys are just supposed to thank you, and that's probably true.
Thank
All right, let's get back to it. Sorry, I was just being funny.
So I have one more question regarding telemetry as well. So, I mean, as far as the telemetry POC is concerned, we are just getting up the hotel collector running on the device, or is there more to it?
So two things. First of all, is the auto collector itself running on the device. Then in the lab, we need to deploy auto collector aggregator that will take all the metrics from each and every device. Then we need to provision Prometheus that take in it from the auto aggregate collector. And then we need a Grafana to visualize all of it. So this is what we need a singleton, one time deployed in the lab, and then auto collector in each and every DPU. That is absolutely right. Once we did that, we need to decide what metrics are we actually collecting, because every
Correct.
DPU vendor can choose their own metrics. So we need to standardize and provide the guidance. What are the expected metrics that we are collecting from each and every DPU device, which are mandatory versus which are optional and nice to have?
Correct. So, yeah, so after we discussed that last time, I went through the OpenTelemetry specifications. So they have semantic conventions for each, let's say, how the system matrix would look like, how the, let's say, database matrix would look like. So, does as an OPI, if we propose a semantic convention for a DPU device, maybe that will make sense. I mean, we can discuss, but yeah, just a thought that I came up with. So that way, even we can propose the DPU specific metric convention for to OpenTelemetry from the OPI group to make it a standard.
I was thinking about this, but I don't know. DPU is a server, so it was hard for me to find out enough differences to propose a new schema.
So
But
yeah, servers.
maybe I'm missing something. Yeah.
Yeah,
Could
they
be.
have a server semantic convention, but I mean that's just 4 or 5 metrics. So
So let's enhance that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, okay, that's also one way. Cool. Yeah, we can discuss further maybe later. Yeah, thank you.
But what we need to make sure is that all that I discussed previously, we have issues open for it. That we have the Grafana and Prometheus and OpenTelemetry aggregator deployed in our lab. So Laura will probably need to create issues for all of those items separately.
Okay, so let's
if we
create
have
the
them.
items. So let's create the items now that we need to do. What do we need to add?
Mhm.
What do we need to add?
OpenTelemetry collector aggregator. This collector will aggregate metrics from individual collectors running inside DPUs and servers. And I posted in chat link that you can attach to this issue because we already have all of this deployed already in our CI/CD pipelines. So we just need
Okay.
to
Hold on.
take it.
It keeps wanting to put up the chat wants to keep putting an emoji on my thing. Okay.
Once we have the until the collector aggregator, we need to deploy Prometheus.
I think this is
Okay.
already there, the task number 1. Yeah.
There is
Install
task already
Prometheus
for this?
Grafana.
Okay.
Hold on one second. I need to fix this. This is open. It needs it to do on it. Bear with me for 1 second, guys, before we move forward. All the shoes. That's what to do. And we're set up technically right now to be able to do this, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Who owns this or who's doing the work? Rahul, would you like to do this?
Sure. Yeah, I don't have the access to lab, but I'll get it and I can try.
Anything lab related, I will help basically. So if you need access, you want me to show you around which server does what, yes, ping me and I'll hop on a call.
Rahul, what's your
Sure.
GitLab user ID?
Can I share that later? Maybe I'll also need to send a request for the
Okay.
project
Right.
as well. Yeah.
All right,
I'll
so
do that.
I'll get that. I'll set a note to get your
Yeah.
UID for that.
Sure.
Bear with me for 1 second, Boris. I need to create a to-do item for myself in the background. GitHub. Sorry, I didn't mean GitLab, I meant GitHub. Okay. And then there was another one,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, we don't need to create a new issue. We already have an issue created.
Okay.
859 that I posted in the chat for Grafana and Prometheus.
I'm confused. It's not opening. Hold on. Oh, there we go. Yeah, install Prometheus Grafana for hotel, and this is already in there. Okay, and it hasn't been done yet, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Nothing to do. Install, there we go, this one. And it's assigned to you, Chanley. Do you need a server to put this on, or do you need help with this?
I installed it. I did install it on the server that I was given. That
Oh,
merchant.
so you did install it?
Yeah.
Okay, so does it still need to be configured?
Yeah.
Okay. Who would do the configuration of this? Or would you do it, Chanley? And
And
you
you can take my configuration from the hotel project.
Mhm.
It's all pre-configured already with all the hierarchies of OpenTelemetry individual, OpenTelemetry aggregator, Prometheus, and Grafana. You can see all the configuration files inside.
Okay.
And that's from the link that you just sent a little while ago, this one, the GitHub OPI project hotel, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
In the config folder, you see all the configuration files for it.
Okay.
And if you deployed it as a bare metal installation, I prefer that we switch to something else, either Docker container based or Podman or Kubernetes cluster. I really dislike bare metal installation these days.
Why?
Hard to move around.
Yeah,
Yeah, containers are a lot easier to move around, huh?
yeah. And because we have all the automation scripts already in place for containers, so no need to work hard.
So I'm gonna move this to in progress, Chanley.
Okay.
I don't know why this is in progress, but it's not moving anywhere, or why it's staying in this queue.
And
Amy.
Mersha, if we have this already, do we have a public IP that we can access the Grafana at least?
If it's put to be accessed, yes, there is a public IP.
So can we, can you send, Chanley or Mersha, can you send us a link so we can know where to access the Grafana? We can publish it maybe on the POC repo or something on the website so people can see the Grafana dashboards.
Okay, I'll have to drop. I have to go to another meeting, but I give the PO to Shidar for transceivers for a new server. One comment that one of the new servers, it doesn't fit anymore in the leftover budget from last year, so it will come from this year budget, but I don't know if anything was approved. I have something, I think, from you, Laura, on chat saying, yeah, buy whatever we need. If anybody else can say, you told me to get it. I don't know.
You
I
have to
assume
totally
we're-
blame me and then I'll
approved.
play stupid, okay? Just buy
Yeah.
what you need.
Okay,
Okay,
so all that it's in motion, okay, so.
I'm not nobody's given me a budget to manage, so as far as I'm concerned, you have as much, however much money you want to spend. And then I'll go back. to
Probably
the
will have same like last
administrator.
year, around 50K, 100K, so this server
Okay.
was, I don't know, 10, 20K, so we should be fine.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
Okay,
All right.
Mersha dropped, so let's just rehash the previous comment on the access. So once we deploy all of this, we would like to see either a demo that something is up and running, or maybe a link that people can access and see our dashboards, right, Laura?
For the Ansible playbook?
No, for the Open Telemetry, Grafana, and Prometheus. Whatever Chanley is doing, deployed. Would like to see that running. If people, I think, outside of OPI can access the Grafana dashboard and see what's going on, I think that would be nice.
Yeah. So as far as the provisioning and telemetry, I mean, milestones for POC groups are concerned, I think we are good, right? At least for the first milestone to get up the basics up and running, and then we can figure out what's the next milestone we can target.
Yeah, if you have your Open Telemetry collector deployed on your card, and we have it connected to the aggregator collector and Prometheus, and show it in Grafana and see some dashboard, I think we can call this task as complete.
Sounds good.
So the task actually exists, the demo? It doesn't.
The
Perfect.
task is end to end. We can split it into into several subtasks. So we need to deploy the Open Telemetry collector on the DPU. We need to deploy one in the lab. We need to deploy Prometheus and Grafana, what Chanley is doing, and then we need to show that actual metric streaming from the
Oh, I see what you're saying.
DPU end to end, and we see it in Grafana.
It's this one.
That's the task.
This is the one you're talking about, the Open Telemetry Collector Aggregator. So there's 3 parts to this. And you said one is OTel in the lab, OTel end to end
Auto
No.
inside DPU.
by the DPU, and then OTel end to end.
Then just 2 hotels. One inside the DPU, one in the lab, then Prometheus, and then Grafana for visualization.
4 parts to this.
And the hotel inside the DPU will just be sending the system matrix for now, or do we have any?
I have this file. I did it with Telegraph instead of hotel for now. So this is sending redfish information, SPDK information for storage, NGINX statistics, CPU, memory, network. And that's it. That is all the inputs. So yeah, system metrics, if we can start with that, and then if we can add more statistics like SPDK for storage or something like that you have, Rahul, we can discuss it afterwards. We can start with system metrics, absolutely.
Got it. And for that, I mean, the Telegraph or Open Telemetry Collector, I mean, both can be optional, right? Whichever the vendor chooses, or
I think so, yes. I think as long as you are streaming in OpenTelemetry format, either Telegraph or OpenTelemetry on the DPU is fine, but in the
Sounds
lab,
good.
you must have OpenTelemetry for sure.
Yep.
So I
And
provided
hotel-
in that folder of config, I provided also example for hotel collector config, and for Prometheus, Telegraph, Nginx, Grafana dashboards. So I think Chanley and Rahul, you don't need to work hard to make this up and running. It should be quick.
Sounds good.
And maybe one of the next meetings, Laura, we can schedule some time to show the demo of this up and running.
Yeah, let's, Chanley, keep me posted offline when you have this up and when you have this configured.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll ping you if you don't remember to ping me.
Okay.
Because right now, you and I are in a lot of crossover meetings, so sync with Chanley on Prometheus demo. You're becoming the demo king, Chanley.
So many demos.
I'm sorry.
So many demos.
So many demos, so little time. So little time. All right. Anything else you guys want to cover today? Any other thoughts, Boris?
I would like to understand how we're scaling. I really like Mersha, but
No,
he's
he's not the only person in the world, and neither is Chanley. So we need, that's what I was saying about Mobile World Congress hopefully being a boost to us, because we need to get other folks into this team to help build.
I
the proof
agree,
of
but
concept.
even I agree, and I can bring my folks as well more, but I think we have a problem. We are not managing information correctly. Like, for example, if I'm bringing team member right now, right, to work on this, where exactly he's going and seeing all this information, how to access the lab, how to SSH, what are the public IPs and everything there. I think the information is scattered in a lot of different repositories, ways, pages. It's a little bit disorganized.
Right.
And we actually need Mersha to explain and walk us through where each thing. So he has a lot of things in his mind, but I think like an organization. So I would like at least to bring up today is, can we put a task somehow to organize information in a consumable way, so if people and when people will want to join us and help out, we don't need to create one-on-one meetings to explain them how it works.
Yeah, I think the problem is that Boris is that Mersha keeps positing the fair point that not everybody should be able to see the full lab. So I'm getting mixed signals about exactly what the right thing to do is going forward here. It's probably a conversation for the TSC, but there's this conversation around there only being a small group of people that should have lab access. And then there's this conversation about who needs what kind of access. So I think what probably needs to be defined is what's external facing for everybody to see, and what is lab management that only some people should see, and then get that content put in a place where everybody can see it. The stuff that's external facing that everybody should be able to see and use. That's what we need to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I think we agree, and yeah, I would like to see us, moving to that direction too. All right, so let's even for me, if I want today to contribute, I have no idea where to look and what to find. No, I get it. I'm kind of bringing this I haven't pushed this issue for a few weeks because we've been floating and we haven't had a ton of people joining the call. And I'm just, if nothing else, I'm going to make sure that certain work gets done in the background. But I think as people come back into wanting to use the lab, because the lab's getting mature enough that people are starting to use it, that it's time to have that conversation. And it's time to have that conversation and not just with me and Mersha. Okay. Exactly. So it's really about who's showing up in the room and what the audience is and what we want to make sure is publicly available to everybody. So I'm going to put a note to myself to make sure that we discuss external access next week. Okay. Absolutely. And I thought we are going to deploy 5 firewalls and everything like that. We are. Paul's been waiting for licensing up until, and I think he just got it.
So I think those are tasks that are on Paul's plate.
Because
But-
once we have that and we have VPN and we have the access, we will close all the public access. Everything will be through the VPN. So it will be much
Yeah.
easier to manage all of this. So have a
Right.
single management point.
Right.
Yeah. So
So
we'll make our life easier.
So I'll talk to Paul. We need to make sure Paul comes next week so we can discuss that.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Is there anything else you guys want to cover today? Rahul, I saw you go off
No.
mute.
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Boris,
All good.
speak now. Okay, speak now for hold your peace. And Chanley, I know you're bursting with things that you want to talk about.
No.
Okay. All right, you guys. Thank you all so much. Have a wonderful day. Take care. See you
Yeah.
next week.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.